When God orders a lockdown, we are living in the most exciting time in church history. Perhaps we are called to make that final call before the curtain fall. But the church is in a lockdown. Yes, yes, and yes. That's the exact reason. It is our time. The church doors are closed, but the hearts of people are more open now than they ever have been before. You see, when God locks a man down, a greater purpose unlocks. When God locked Moses down for 40 years in the Midian desert, all he saw was sand, sand, and more sand. That prince was buried in that sand. When he saw that burning bush, a fiery prophet emerged. His purpose? To set men free. For when God locks a man down, a greater purpose unlocks. When God locked Joseph down in a prison for some 13 years, all he saw was walls, walls, and more walls. Out of the deep, dark dungeon, he emerged from a prisoner to a prime minister. His purpose? To set men free. For when God locks a man down, a greater purpose unlocks. When God locked a mighty prophet Elijah at the brook called Cherith, all he saw was water, water, and more water flowing. When he learned what Cherith means, the cutting away, out flowed a prophet that could call down rain and fire from heaven. His purpose? To set men free. For when God locks a man down, a greater purpose unlocks. Locked down through the period of the dark ages, but not buried in the sands of time, John the Baptist. He stepped out of the sand into the mighty Jordan River. His purpose? To set men free. When God locks a man down, a greater purpose unlocks. Even God's Son was not spared a lockdown. For some 30 years, Jesus had no followers, no church, no ministry. Now he sits at the right hand of his Father as the head of the church, and he has not stopped working. His purpose? To set men free. When God locks a man down, even his own Son, a greater purpose unlocks. When God locks down his church, we learn what Cherith means, what prison walls mean, and what the wilderness truly means. We are challenged to use our time to reconnect with God like we have never done before. The mantle is falling, fanning the flame, stirring the fire in our souls, a fire that brightens our vision till all we see are souls, 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 and more souls. The emergence of a church, the soul mission, to go into all the world again. And his purpose for us has always been to set men free. When God locks a man down, a greater purpose unlocks. His purpose. These are exciting times indeed.